Civil Code of the Philippines, Easement, Section 3, Easement of Right of Way. Article 649, the owner or any person who by virtue of a real right may cultivate or use any immovable which is surrounded by other immovables pertaining to other persons and without adequate outlet to a public highway is entitled to demand a right of way through the neighboring states after payment of the proper indemnity. Should this easement be established in such a manner that its use may be continuous for all the needs of the dominant state, establishing a permanent passage, the indemnity shall consist of the value of the land occupied and the amount of the damage caused to the servient estate. In case the right of way is limited to the necessary passage for the cultivation of the estate surrounded by the others, and for the gathering of its crops through the servant estate without a permanent way, the indemnity shall consist in the payment of damage caused by such encumbrance. This easement is not compulsory if the isolation of the immovable is due to the proprietor's own act. Article 5, Article 650. The easement of right of way shall be established at the point least prejudicial to the servant estate, and insofar as consistent with this rule, where the distance from the dominant estate to a public highway may be the shortest. Article 651. The width of the easement of right of way shall be that which is sufficient to the needs for the needs of the dominant estate and may accordingly be changed from time to time. Article 652. Whenever a piece of land acquired by sale, exchange, or partition is surrounded by other estates of the vendor, exchanger, or co-owner, he shall be obliged to grant a right of way without indemnity. In case of a simple donation, the donor shall be indemnified by the donee for the establishment of the right of way. Article 653. In the case of the in the in the case of the preceding article, if it is the land of the grantor that becomes isolated, he may demand a right of way paying an indemnity. However, the donor shall be liable for indemnity. Article 654. If the right of way is permanent, the necessary repairs shall be made by the owner of the dominant estate. A proportionate share of the taxes shall be reimbursed by the said owner to the proprietor of the servant estate. Article 655. If the right of way granted to a surrounded estate ceases to be necessary because its owner has joined it to another abutting on a public road, the owner of the servant estate may demand that the easement be extinguished, returning what he may have received by the way of indemnity. The interest of the indemnity shall be deemed to be in payment of rent for the use of easement. The same rule shall be applied in case a new road is opening, given access to the isolated estate. In both cases, the public highway must substantially meet the needs of the dominant estate in order that the easement may be extinguished. Article 656. If it's indispensable for the construction, repair, improvement, alteration or beautification of the building, to carry materials through the estate of another, or to raise therein scaffolding or other objects necessary for the work, the owner of such estate shall be obliged to permit the act after receiving payment of proper indemnity for the damage caused him. Article 657. Easements of right of way for the passage of livestock known as animal path, animal trail, or any other, and those for watering places, resting places, and animal folds shall be governed by the ordinances and regulations relating thereto, and in the absence thereof, by the usage and customs of the place. Without prejudice to rights legally acquired, the animal path shall not exceed in any case the width of 75 meters, and the animal trail that of 37 meters and 50 centimeters. Whenever it is necessary to establish a compulsory easement of right of way or for a watering place for animals, the provisions of this section and those of Article 640 and 641 shall be observed. In this case, the width shall not be exceed 10 meters. Section 4. Easement of party wall. Article 658. The easement of party walls shall be governed by the provisions of this title, by the local ordinances and customs insofar as they do not conflict with the same, and by rules of co-ownership. Article 659. The existence of an easement of party wall is presumed unless there is a title or exterior sign or proof to the contrary. 1. In dividing walls of adjoining buildings up to the point of common elevation. 2. In dividing walls of gardens or yards situated in cities, towns, or in rural communities. 3. In fences, walls, and live wedge dividing rural lands. Article 660. It is understood that there is an exterior sign contrary to the easement of party wall. 1. Whenever in the dividing wall of buildings there is a window or opening. 2. Whenever the dividing wall is on the side straight and plumb on all its facement, and on the other it it has similar conditions on the on the upper part, but the lower part slants or subjects outward. 3. Whenever the entire wall is built within the boundaries of one of the estates. 4. Whenever the dividing wall bears the burden of the binding beams, floors, and roof frame of one of the buildings, but not those of the others. 5. Whenever the dividing wall between courtyards, gardens, and tenements is constructed in such a way that the coping shed the water upon only of the state. 6. Whenever the dividing wall, being built of masonry, has stepping stones, which at certain intervals project from the surface on one side only, but not on the other. 7. Whenever lands enclosed by fences or leaf hedge adjoin others which are not enclosed. In all these cases, the ownership of the walls, fences, and hedges shall be deemed to belong exclusively to the owner of the property or tenement which has in its favor the presumption based on any one of these rights. Article 661. Ditches or drains open between two estates are also presented as common to both, if there is no title or sign showing the contrary. There is a sign contrary to the part ownership whenever the earth or dirt removed to open the ditch or to clean it is only on the side thereof, in which case the ownership of the ditch shall belong exclusively to the owner of the land, having the exterior side in its favor. Article 662. The cost of repairs and construction of party walls and the maintenance of fences, live hedges, ditches, and drains owned in common shall be borne by all the owners of the land or tenements having the party wall in their favor in proportion to the right of each. Nevertheless, any owner may exempt himself from contributing to this charge by renouncing his part ownership, except when the party wall supports a building belonging to him. Article 663. If the owner of a building surrounded by a party wall desires to demolish the building, he may also renounce his part ownership of the wall, but the cost of all repairs and work necessary to prevent any damage which the demolition may cause to the party wall on this occasion only shall be borne by him. Article 664. Every owner may increase the height of the party wall, doing so at his own expense and paying for any damage which may be caused by the work, even though such damage be temporary. The expenses of maintaining the wall in the part newly raised and deepen at its foundation shall also be paid for him, and in addition the indemnity for the increased expenses which may be necessary for the preservation of the party wall by reason of the greater height or depth which has been given it. If the party wall cannot bear the increased height, the owner desiring to raise it shall be obliged to reconstruct it at his own expense, and if for this purpose it be necessary to make it thinner, he shall give the space required from his own land. Article 665. The other owners who have not contributed in giving increased height, depth, and thickness to the wall may nevertheless acquire the right of part ownership therein by paying proportionally the value of the work at the time of the acquisition and of the land used for the increased thickness. Article 666. Every part owner of a party wall may use it in proportion to the right he may have in the co-ownership without interfering with the common and respective uses by the other co-owners.